The Christmas month is upon us, and with it comes a whole heap of video games vying for your time. This is the series in which we go through the best games of the month, from the AAA to the free-to-play, and a few hidden gems along the way. Today's video is sponsored by Nacon and their upcoming release of Ravenswatch on console. We'll look at that very soon. December new games? Let's do this! We have to start with the potential juggernaut that is Marvel Rivals. The free-to-play hero shooter set in third person pits two teams of 6 against one another. Right now, 33 characters have been confirmed for release, and none of those are behind a paywall. The easiest way to describe Rivals is by combining Overwatch with the ill-fated Marvel's Avengers video game. Remember that? Each hero and villain has their own way of fighting and moving around. For example, the Punisher is a boots-on-the-ground soldier with a rifle in hand and a turret that can be called in, whereas Storm can float in the air at will, throwing down bolts of lightning onto anyone who doesn't look up. There is a little crossover between the characters, but largely all heroes play differently, with different strengths and weaknesses, so it's up to the squad to find the perfect balance. To help with that, there are 3 playstyles and classes that have been identified. Duelists are the DPS of the team, dishing out most of the damage. Strategists are more like the classic support class, who can perform well under fire, but are also there to heal and buff the group. And then we have the Vanguards, which are like the tanks. They have more health and more damage output, but are much slower and much bigger targets to hit. All in all, Marvel Rivals is shaping up to be around for years to come. And to monetize that, expect to be tempted by many cosmetic items. Marvel Rivals drops on December 6th on PS5, Xbox Series and PC. Take a look at Ravenswatch, a dark fantasy action roguelite in which we play as fairy tale heroes and legends, but with a twist. For example, Little Red Riding Hood here isn't running from the wolf, she is the wolf. And Aladdin can summon the genie to wipe out his enemies. Ravenswatch is a roguelike, so the core principle is a loop, meaning failures send us right back to the start. Yet, by collecting enough resources along the way, we can unlock permanent upgrades, making our next run that little bit easier. And that's where Ravenswatch changes things up. We don't have to do this alone. Online co-op allows for 4 players to team up, across PC and console. Seeing Sun Wukong, the Pied Piper, and Pinocchio's maker, Geppetto, all band together is something you've got to see to believe. And with 9 characters to master, replayability is a certainty, especially as the map and bonuses reset and randomize after every run. There's a link in the description if you'd like to know more about Ravenswatch, coming to PS4 and 5 and the Xboxes on November 28th. Another $30, €30, 25 quid game is The Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2, Remastered. A surprising return to a much-loved series from 25 years ago. Back then, deep narratives and fully voiced cutscenes were extremely rare. The core mechanic is to switch between 2 parallel realms, the material and the spectral planes of existence, and then utilize both to solve puzzles. The combat was pretty basic by modern standards, it's hack and slash with a few combos to master, and then we harvest our enemies' souls, aka a Soul Reaver. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered comes to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, the Switch and the PC on December 10th. Okie dokie, let's do some more free games, and oh my gosh, this month is absolutely packed with experiences you don't have to pay for to play. We've already looked at Marvel Rivals, now here's one with a twist. Infinity Nikki, which describes itself as an open-world dress-up game. It's quite ingenious to be honest, as the core mechanics to the game are linked with what Nikki is wearing. So by unlocking new costumes, we unlock new power-ups. One of the earliest dresses gives Nikki the ability to float and make long distances she formerly couldn't. We've also seen a bug-catching uniform and a suit made just for petting animals, if that's your kind of thing. Structurally, Infinity Nikki is a gacha game, where the desire to own cosmetics can either be quenched by grinding through the content in the open world, or by taking part in the gacha machine, which is essentially random chance gambling. It's set up very similarly to the MiHoYo game, like Genshin Impact. Gameplay is set around exploring the world of Mirrorland and talking to the inhabitants and helping them out, with combat trials, puzzles to solve, and lots of platforming to master. Infinity Nikki seems to be a much more chill gaming experience rather than the typical open world gacha games. If you want to give it a go without spending a penny, ignore the pre-order versions and look out for Infinity Nikki on December 5th on PlayStation 5, PC and mobile. Next, a few free games we've already spoken about earlier in the year, yet each time they were about to release, they were pushed back. Hopefully not this time. First up, UFL, the pretender to the throne of FIFA, or EA Sports FC now I guess. UFL releases on console on December 5th, with a PC version shortly afterwards. I've been watching this for a few years now, and the gameplay has definitely improved massively over the last 12 months, and a focus on fair to play and not pay to win has been their mantra, and a massive $40 million investment by Cristiano Ronaldo last year has definitely helped. From what I've played, it's going to be a long road to reach their lofty ambitions, but a solid foundation is here, and supposedly an offline version of UFL will be here soon too. And I'm all for games that don't force players to be always online. See for yourself if UFL has the balls to take on FIFA on December 5th on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, with PC coming soon. And then we can all celebrate like Ronaldo. Last month we looked at Path of Exile 2, which then was pushed back to December the 6th. The action RPG is shaping up to be even bigger than the first game. In fact, many people are already calling this the greatest action RPG of all time, which sounds like madness to me, but I hope they're right. Gameplay wise, in the original game we walked through dungeons in this isometric view, fulfilling quests and battling monsters, all while the world is procedurally generated in front of our eyes, making each encounter unique. To build on that, Path 2 adds large and small improvements. For example, thanks to the uprising of Souls-like games, a dodge roll has been added to change up the feel of battle, while new weapons like the crossbow and spear add to an already packed arsenal of options. The class system now supports 12 characters, I think the original had 7, and those archetypes include beefy warriors who love to be up close and personal in melee brawls. The elemental powers of the sorceress can be utilised, and there's also ranged options like the mercenary here. This can be played solo, yet it does support 6-player co-op online. This game could become a social experience, finding a long-destroyed threat that has returned. A quick note though, that although Path of Exile 2 is a free-to-play game, this is early access, which means a price can be charged to play until the full release. It looks to be around $30, which is a great way for the devs to work with paying customers to perfect Path of Exile 2 before opening the gate to the free-to-play audience on the final release day. Whether you wait or jump in on December 6th, the choice is yours. And one more quick update, the 1999 Warframe expansion we looked at last month is destined for a December release, with all the staff hinting that something big is coming before the end of the year, and there's only December left to go, so it's pretty safe to say we will be travelling back to 1999 with our own motorcycle in hand soon. Warframe began life more than 11 years ago, and now it's time to go back to the beginning. Right, that's enough free things, back to games without sneaky monetization options like this. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, a beat 'em up that looks straight out of the 90s. Much like TMNT Shredder's Revenge last year, this band of bright coloured misfits team up with up to 4 other players to slowly move sideways, stopping regularly to beat up the bad guys. It's super simple, yet the gameplay loop does bring in this racing shoot 'em up style gameplay while travelling to new locations or fighting on the move. Nothing revolutionary here, but sometimes a good old retro game from a simpler time is perfect for someone. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind comes to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, the Switch and the PC on December 10th. The VR game of the month is Alien Rogue Incursion, a game which describes itself as designed by Alien fans for Alien fans. An action horror game featuring an original story that fully immerses players with the terrors of the Alien universe. It looks unbelievably scary. After receiving an SOS signal, we head to the remote planet Purdon to investigate. VR horror fans are certainly an insane type of person. Is that you? Rogue Incursion hits PSVR 2, PC VR and MetaQuest 3 on December 19th. Finally, a game I was unsure whether to cover or not. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. My rule here has always been to cover any game as long as it releases on PlayStation as well. Yet we now live in this world where exclusives, especially Xbox ones, find their way onto other platforms. Like this gorgeous looking first person Indiana Jones escapade. It does look good. But as this doesn't drop on PlayStation until April, I'm gonna put a pin in this. But you should know if you're on Xbox or PC, you can grab it on December 9th. Oh hey, look at you, you got to the end of another video, which means you deserve some dad jokes. Like this. My girlfriend can't sleep at night and eats all the food in the fridge. The doctor says she has insomnia. Did you hear about the time Mario split up with Princess Peach? He said, "It's not you, it's me, Mario." I liked it. Okay, one more. A dragon will never explode. but a dino might. I'm Adam, you're awesome, it's been a pleasure. See ya.